Finally, it seems we are free to believe and worship the way the president likes. 2 days ago, on May the 1st, on the proclaimed National Day of Prayer, President Trump executed into existence yet another government-sponsored entity, created apparently to fortify the walls protecting freedom of religion, which in his view, and in the views of his loyalists, did not exist in this country until he took the office for the second time 3 months ago. Having established first the White House Faith Office and the task force to eradicate anti-Christian bias, he then publicly executed into existence the Religious Liberty Commission. This new entity, established in fact to protect only a certain brand of Christianity, will be governed or advised by people such as Paula White, Franklin Graham, Eric Metaxas, Dr. Phil, Cardinal Timothy Dolan, to mention but a few. And this commission will be chaired and co-chaired by Dan Patrick and Ben Carson. All of the listed are representing the right, even far-right political and religious spectrum. And all of them are the leaders known for their devout submission to Donald Trump, unquestionable submission to Donald Trump. For example, Franklin Graham, who everyone knows, son of a famous evangelist Billy Graham, is practically releasing daily notes of praise and prayers for this president on his Facebook profile. And then Eric Metaxas has been actually praising the supposed wisdom of Donald Trump for years, who was repeatedly saying that finally we got a president who is going to drain the swamp. And he even published some books for children along those lines, together with his unfitting book on the life on Bonhoeffer. And then the Cardinal Timothy Dolan is someone who President Trump would very much like to see becoming the next pope. What a tandem they would be. So what are we to expect next, considering how frequently, almost on a monthly basis, we are seeing a new entity emerging, government-sponsored entity to protect our freedom of religion? Maybe what we are going to see next is a special commission that will look into how democratically to remove the fake church and state separation so that this newly found freedom may be enjoyed by the elect ones to the fullest. The president kind of hinted at that in his homily leading to the announcement of this latest government-sponsored Religious Liberty Commission. And then this step could be followed by another one which could look into how to completely discredit and demonize the part of the American Christendom that does not go along with what we know as MAGA Christianity today, or a MAGA cult. And then this spiritual reset could be graciously helped by the armies of prophets that surround the president. If they are all suddenly to start receiving heavenly revelations and heavenly dreams and visions, pointing at those who they would consider to be the heretics or the enemies of this new spiritual revival, this new beautiful spiritual revival, and who would dare question their divinely appointed utterances sanctioned by this administration when they declare that the Lord told them so? No due process will be necessary there where their Lord has prophetically declared the judgment. But let's get serious. Don't you find it surreal? Don't you find it strange? Don't you find it going over the top that suddenly we need so many institutions, so many government-sponsored executive orders, so many commissions, so many government-appointed task forces to safeguard the purity of faith and our freedom to believe the way they would want us to believe. I cannot help but think of the images depicting the old faithful condemned as witches and heretics in the Middle Ages, being burned to death, while the holy priests and the prophets of the day were chanting their prayers and waving their crucifixes into their faces. My friends, I fear that neither the president, and certainly not him, nor his closest allies who love to make their crucifixes visible or who like to brag that they are born again, nor those invited to serve in different capacities in those newly established religious freedom entities sponsored by government have a clue what freedom of religion truly is. And that freedom of religion, to be truly freedom of religion, must be a freedom for all, and not only for those who are leaning heavily towards the right wing of the Christian spectrum. I believe, therefore, my friends, that we are to see less and not more freedom of religion in the coming weeks, months, and years.